Hello, kia ora, g'day, I'm Philip Duncan from Weather Watch TV on YouTube. Thank you for joining us for our Australia-only forecast for the rest of the working week and the upcoming weekend. And we've got two lows to talk about. We've got a new East Coast low that's going to form, and we've got another system, another low pressure zone down in the southwestern side of Australia as well. Let's kick off with the animated wind and temperature maps. So basically what we're seeing is the main feature, high pressure over here, over in Western Australia. That high pressure zone, if you move further to the east, encouraging this colder southerly that's kicking in. And in fact, all of the green you see on this eastern, southeastern side, covering South Australia, Victoria, Tassie, the A.C.T and New South Wales, means temperatures are down. So that southerly change will carry on across. So a number of places over the few days ahead are going to be cooler than perhaps you've been comfortable with in recent weeks. Now, on the other side of this high is the next low. That'll be moving into Western Australia. And then on the other side out here in the Tasman, low pressure systems all kind of messy from that system you had the other day that's fallen apart. But there is going to be a new East Coast low that forms, and again, bringing in another burst of rain just to the lower part of New South Wales that we'll be keeping an eye on. So let's kick off with Wednesday's forecast, and high pressure is in charge. You see a little bit of blue in here. That means a few showers, nothing too major in there, but some good news for those further to the north with some downpours likely around South Australia and New South Wales in particular. Elsewhere, not a lot of wet weather, but this zone right here, go south of Sydney, head towards Victoria. I'm not going to name the towns because it could move around. It could shift north and south still by 150 k's, and so it could affect different people. But basically the general rule is from about Sydney southwards, rain is going to build up here. Elsewhere though, it's a lot drier. So as we go through to Thursday, you can see what I mean. There is that area of some rain, which could be heavy in some locations. Right under where that main area is could be 100 millimeters in one day. Then you go a little bit further to the north or south, and you might only be getting 5 millimeters. So this is a narrow area, and it could push inland as far as the A.C.T. Also showery weather around the lower part of Queensland, although bigger dry spells appearing over here for you. And then you jump across to Western Australia, dry, hot and sunny for the north. The further down you go, the nor'westers, they're cranking back up ahead of the next cold front. As we go through to Friday, there is that next front moving in, 10, 15, 20 millimeters of rain on the way for you. On the eastern side, you can see that narrow area of heavy rain continues, slides around up and down just a little bit as a result of the instability offshore here. There is another low forming. And the next East Coast low, that is it forming here around about Friday, between Lord Howe Island and Sydney basically, and that low for now is worth keeping an eye on. Now elsewhere, there isn't much to talk about, although a few showers do brush the southern coastlines here and a little bit maybe in the northeastern corner of Tasmania. It won't be much though. Now it's Saturday, and we're back again to where we were just the last Saturday with another low. The rain, the heavy stuff, kind of moving around. It might be offshore again, so it's just worth keeping an eye on. When it's like that, it's hard to lock it in. All I see as a forecaster is a blob of rain that between the highs and lows all around it could move it, just 500 kilometers even, but mostly within 100 k's. And so we're keeping an eye on it. It does move around. It depends on the shape of that low. But if you're anywhere from, let's say, Newcastle southwards, keep an eye, if you're in New South Wales, on those coastal rainfall totals. Let's go through to Sunday, the final map we've got, and big storm down here in the Southern Ocean. So severe weather possible in the southwestern corner of Australia. Not so much in the way of rain, although there could be up to 50 millimeters of rain for some of you, but it mostly will be that wind. Strong north to northwesterly kicking in really right through to about South Australia. Not much happening in the north here, fairly quiet and dry. And look how dry it is and sunny it will be for Queensland. After all the cloud and showers you've had this year, what you see here is a bit of a southwesterly breeze. We haven't had one of those around for quite a while. And the East Coast low on Sunday, it pushes off towards New Zealand. Behind it, it is colder around here for Tasmania, for some parts of Mount Gambier, you'll be seeing those temperatures down there. And around Tasmania, temperatures also down for you on Sunday as a result of the southerly, Just a few showers though. Most of Tasmania is dry, and the rainfall totals you see here, a few millimetres only. Before I go, the departure from normal for the next 7 days. In other words, how much wetter or drier will it be across the Australasia region right out to New Zealand? And what you're seeing is wet weather coming through here. This will be welcome. It's not massive, but you're still getting maybe 150 to 300% of your normal rainfall. So that's why it is welcome. That little blob here, that's the one we're keeping an eye on. That's where you could be getting up to 400 to 600 millimeters, percent, 400 to 600% above your normal rainfall for this time of the year. Got to make that pretty clear because you're not getting 600 millimeters. Don't worry about that. That area there, though, could get a couple of 100 millimeters. Most of it is offshore. Inland areas don't get a lot. So don't bank on it necessarily being a problem, but it just might be. Keep an eye on it. Otherwise, dry in many other parts of Australia for the next 7 days ahead. That is all from me. Back again in just 2 days' time from now on Thursday, and we'll take a bigger, closer look at those rainfall totals for the next 7 days around Australia. We'll see you then.